Alright, good morning. My Tabor City home here. One of the things that we are doing today is we are going to run a line underneath the driveway here, concrete driveway, in order to get a drip system over here to the roses. And the deal with that is I bought a drip system to be able to run the front garden here, and I want to be able to feed the roses, but we have this driveway here, so we have to be able to get under it. So real quick, what we're going to do, the drip system itself is a 1/2 inch tubing. We're going to run that tubing through this 3/4 inch tubing here and to the other side to the rose garden. So the equipment that we're going to need to be able to do this is we're going to need a length of 3/4 inch tubing that is long enough that it will go the entire width of the driveway. We're also going to need this fitting, and this fitting is a 3/4 inch fitting that then is threaded. We're going to need a threaded bolt that will fit on the end with a garden hose connector. So what we're going to do is, and we're not going to use sealing tape and all that stuff. This is just going to be a kind of a wet job for a little bit. The other thing we're not going to do is we're not going to glue this in onto this hose. So we're getting everything fit together, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn the hose on, and we're going to use the pressure of the water coming out the end of the hose to force the dirt out of the way so we can actually drill this thing up under the driveway. Now, the spot we dug down here, you know, it's at the edge of the garden bed. We're sure that we're not going to run any utilities under here. The thing about it is we want to try to keep it as level as possible as we go under there. When we get to the other side, if this piece of PVC was significantly longer than the driveway is wide, I would actually take a Sharpie and lay this on the driveway and mark the tubing where I should come out on the other side of the driveway, the width of the driveway on the tubing, and that way I would kind of be able to gauge to know when I should be out there. This one is like 2 inches wider than the driveway, or longer than the driveway is wide. So we're gonna work with that, and yeah, let me go turn the garden hose on and we'll get started with this thing. It's gonna be muddy, gonna be messy, but it shouldn't take us a terribly long time when we should be out on the other side of that driveway and ready to start putting in the tubing for this irrigation system, right? All right, so here we are. We got the water running on the hose. It's kind of filling up our ditch a little bit here. So we're gonna start pushing the tubing in, slowly but slowly, trying to work our way to the other side of this driveway. We can turn the tubing if need be. If we run into anything really significant, we can actually back the tubing out. Probably one of the things to make sure that you account for is, as you're doing this, the water is going to be building up here. So we're going to need to make sure that we account for where all this water is going to go. So we'll give it a good path to flow out here. It's not really a question of visibility, because once you get this pipe up under the driveway, there is no visibility of the pipe. It's really just a question of being able to clear the water out of your work area. We're going to continue on. Okay, so we've been at this for about probably 7 to 10 minutes. Yeah, I've been long. And this is just kind of what we're doing. And when we run into a spot that wants to be a little bit stubborn, we just leave the hose sit for a minute, let the water coming out of the other end of the hose do its job. then we go back to just shoving and seeing if we can get past it. Now, I'm getting water on you. When we get to the other side, we should start seeing the water pour out the other side. So, we're still 2 feet away. We're making headway. You run in those spots where it's a little tough for a minute, and sometimes just doing the back and forth ramming thing works better, and sometimes turning the pipe works better. So you can just practice the combination of those two. So some more hose over here. Hose come off the pipe. Oh, we are really close. See ya. Spot developing on the other side yet though. Let's see if we can give it. That should be it. Alright. So now I'm gonna come over here and there we go. Yep. Alright, let me go shut the water off. Okay, so here's our pipe. This end of the driveway down here. And come back over. Here's where we're hooked up. When I started this thing out, I went to the timer, the hose timer. And I punched in that I wanted the hose to run for 20 minutes. When I went back there to shut it off, had 8 minutes left. So consider 30 seconds to walk out, 30 seconds to walk back. It took 11 minutes, basically, to drive this 10-foot piece of PVC to the other side of the driveway. So it's an effective way to get things under driveways. You know, water does amazing things. And yeah, this tip might help you out. Like I said, we're going to run a half-inch piping through here for an irrigation drip system going over there to the rose garden, and we'll see how that turns out. But hopefully this tip could help somebody. You know what? If you want to try it, you need some help with it, need some advice, or you do it and it works for you, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how it worked. All right. So from my Tabor City home to you, let's get outside. Let's do something. Let's build something. Let's do something with our hands. Let's plant some flowers. Dig some ditches. whatever it takes. America's not a disposable nation. God bless.